As word broke about the Masonic Temple being the target, many people questioned why. We talked to people who belong to the Masons and members of the Muslim community.
There is a chapel inside of this center, but one Freemason says religion is not their focus. Masonic Center had happened. The temple is specifically for Shriners, but they're all Masons.
Freemasonry is the oldest and largest fraternity in the world. It can be traced back to Christ's time.
Jim says the group was started by men who built churches, but they're not a religion. In fact, he says the Shriners and the Scottish Rite are both non-denominational groups. The head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community was just as confused by the alleged plot.
No reason that they should, but in my opinion, there's no reason why they've done any of the shootings that have occurred around the country.
Now, I attempted to talk to the Masonic Center multiple times today. They told me no comment, but they were open like normal. Reporting live in downtown Milwaukee, Rebecca Clough, today's TMJ4.
Rebecca, thank you very much.
Esta é a grande loja da Inglaterra, a meca da maçonaria regular no mundo. O deles, onde as coisas são pouquinho mais caro. Aqui o material não é o mesmo, fazendo as grandes lojas unidas da Inglaterra. Está apresentada a parte externa, depois apresentaremos a parte interna.
Now at the East Toronto Masonic Temple, and right now is a setup where they're microchipping kids. They got hot dogs, they got hamburgers, they got sausages, they got bottled water, they got everything. So check it out. There they are.
East Masonic Temple doing a child identification program.
A video including the audio part. So the child speaks to the person who's doing the interviewing. Once that is all done, there's a paper printout with all that information.
Here we are, chilling out in the Freemason Temple on the east side, Danforth and Main, right beside KFC. They were nice enough to let us into their lodge. We went into their temple, or whatever you call it. We weren't allowed to film, but it was still cool. They talked to us, really nice guys here.
Boy back there too.
They're one of the most secretive organisations in the world.
There are certain secrets that you have to earn.
Because it's going to start the downfall of them. I wanted you to see how far I am from the Freemason Lodge. How I get protected when I ask for protection from Freemasons and Satanists. This is protection, right? Here we are. From my doorstep to Freemason Lodge. It didn't even take like 30 seconds, did it? No, it took 19 seconds. So.
My family are Freemasons. I'm the only girl to go into Masonry. If a man can do it, so can I.
For the first time, we've been given access.
Tonight for us, Pierre.
David, authorities say the suspect wanted to unleash a cold-blooded massacre and spark other attacks across the country. According to the FBI, Sami Mohammed Hamza, an American citizen, planned to go inside a Masonic temple in Wisconsin, lock the doors, and gun down 30 people. Hamza went on a tour of the temple just last week after visiting a firing range, allegedly thinking he would carry out the attack with 2 other radicals using 3 machine guns with silencers. The FBI launched this investigation in September of last year. David?
Pierre Thomas.
Sinister.
We're not trying to take over the world, despite all these conspiracy theorists. Responsibility for everything, and she's the head of the fraternity.
That building is shrouded in mystery. I'm Tony Robinson, and I'm on the steps of the United Grand Lodge of England.
Did it? There is a secret handshake, but according to James, it's actually not really important. This really is
This is definitely a throne. It was built for the Prince Regent, later George IV as the first Royal Grand Master.
pretty special to you, isn't it?
Yes, this is one of the jewels worn by my grandfather, who was a Freemason in India, and it was typical of the sort of jewels that Freemasons would get after they'd been master of a lodge.
And this is what I've picked out, a photo of a woman Mason.
Yes. This Grand Lodge, which was founded in 1717, has historically always been all male. But at the beginning of the 20th century, they started women's Grand Lodges, and indeed, many of the suffragettes were Freemasons.
Really? Now that's something I didn't know.
They have the skull of Geronimo. They have the skull of Martin Luther King. They have the skull of whoever they want. But nobody goes into the tomb, because the tomb, the skull and bones, created the CIA via the KKK, via the Queen of England, via the Nazis. Educate people anymore? I don't want to try to educate stupid people. I'm sick of stupid people making stupid fucking posts on my hard work. I'm sick of being judged by stupid fucking people and Satanists. And most of all I give a shit about is one woman and writing poetry for her and doing what I've always dreamed to do, is just write beautiful fucking words.
And Andy, police sources tell me this isn't the first time a sex party has taken place behind me. A claim that Freemasons I spoke to today deny. They say they do not stand for this. It's a secretive organization sitting right next door to the Battle Creek Police Department and the county courthouse.
Thank you for calling the beautiful downtown Battle Creek Masonic Center. Renting our facility, please call Charlie at 269.
We called Charlie and told him how police sources described to us an out-of-control sex party scene. Police sources told us the first officer to walk inside was shocked to find a couple performing a lewd sex act right in front of him, along with multiple nude women, drugs, and men videotaping it all behind these closed doors. Charlie told me Freemasons don't go on camera, and he didn't know about the multiple arrests that were made that night.
One of the world's oldest fraternal organizations, and in Philadelphia they gather in a landmark building right next to City Hall. They are the Freemasons, and for centuries they have been surrounded by secrecy and rumor. Story, Dan?
How are you, Jim? They are known for their elaborate temples and arcane symbols. As you say, their Masonic Grand Lodge in Center City is a national historical icon. But what the Freemasons may be best known for among the general public is secrecy.
Stonemason named Hiram Habib, a master mason who, according to legend, was murdered by his 3 apprentices who wanted to know the secret password and handshake that would identify one as a master mason.
We had these modes of recognition, and that was like a union card back then.
In secrets, a word that could not be spoken in public.
And that's the password. And that's simply to recognize from one mason to another, to confirm one brother to another that yes, I'm a master mason.
It is a universal brotherhood, and so we can communicate as Freemasons universally with symbols and allegory.
By 1700, they evolved into a progressive gentleman's club, no longer limited to practicing stonemason.
The mid to late 1900s that we have seen a shift.
The Prince Hall Masons of Philadelphia most notably rally around the Stop the Violence campaign. Many believe the fraternity puts its members in key positions to help control the U.S. government.
To me, that's the stuff that movies are made out of. The conspiracists would just never go to rest.
But many of our founding fathers, including George Washington and Ben Franklin, were Freemasons. Philadelphia's last 4 mayors were all Masons. Mayor Wilson Goode, Governor Ed Rendell, Mayor Street, and current Mayor Michael Nutter. But even with all these influential Masons, membership is down. To boost it, they want everyone to know you don't have to be invited to be a Mason.
I cannot ask you to be a Mason. That desire must be